Hi. A lot of the activities that we'll do in class on a weekly basis involves, posting stuff to Blackboard, and you might want to put links or embed media in your blog post or discussion post or whatever it is. So in this video, I'm going to briefly talk about doing that. Let's start by looking at the Blackboard menu. So this is just a new blog entry, but it looks pretty much the same as discussion posts or anything else. There are a few buttons that it's important to be a little bit familiar with. If you're not seeing everything, then the ellipsis button is the first toolbar item that you'll want to click because it'll reveal the entire toolbar. So there is, first of all, this chain link icon. That is the insert edit link menu. There is the angle bracket icon, which is the edit source code menu item. And then there's a third one that we're not actually going to use in here, but I don't want you to get confused and accidentally click it. If you do insert or edit code sample, that's different. If this were a coding class or an HTML class and we were sharing samples of code that we had worked on, you would use that. But don't use that for embedding or sharing links. You'll just, it'll get very confusing very quickly. So first, I want to add a link to a website. So I have this article on content inventory auditing. So I'm just going to take the URL and copy it. Now I can, first of all, just click the link and put it in, and you can see it automatically gives me the URL as the text to display, and I click save, and there it is. Now, it's also a good habit to get into to make that active text instead of a URL, because that active text is more readable, right? So now when I hit publish, when I post my entry, that'll click out obviously to that website. So for lots of social media stuff, right, you might be able to link directly to it or link directly to an article. A lot of social media sites also give you the option of embedding media content, which means it just brings that content directly through the magical pipelines of the internet and displays it on your web page that you created. So usually they'll give you a couple of different options. Sometimes they're right next to each other, right? So this is Giphy, and you've got share and embed. So share, I can automatically share in social media, but it'll also let me copy a link to that GIF that'll pull that link in. In YouTube, everything's in the share menu. So if I click share, I can, it's going to take a second here, but it'll give me a link to the YouTube video, or I can click and select embed. So let's go ahead and embed a post here, and it's going to give me an embed code. It's always going to start with iframe, but I don't need to read that whole thing. And then I'm going to come over here and open the source code, and it's going to look like this. So then I'm just going to, wherever I want my GIF to be, I'm going to paste that iframe code in and save, and then there it is, and it's playing and working just as it should. Again, different social media sites are going to give you different options in terms of, like, they might, let you share a link, or if I click this menu item over here, it'll actually let me embed the tweet. And so I'm just going to, again, copy the code, come over here, and select on the edit source code wherever I want it to be, Control V, and there it's got my Twitter tweet, and it's going to work. It may not work in the preview mode, and that's okay, but then when I post my entry, it should work correctly. Yeah, see, and there's my Twitter link, there's my GIF, and there's my link to my website. So those are the three major ways that you can put some of that content. The other thing that you can do, obviously, is this is not quite with the point of this video, but you can also add media. You can insert files. So if you want to insert a picture or link out to a couple of various tools, your options might look a little bit different from mine. But if you want to insert media that way, then you can use the plus icon. I've got another separate walkthrough. It's a text walkthrough because the steps are a little tricky for sharing Office files in Blackboard, and that's in a similar location to this video. Okay, let me know if you have questions. Bye-bye.